One-Man Show Network.
Welcome to the MMA Fight Picks Podcast with your host, Aaron Weinbaum.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the MMA Fight Picks Podcast. I am your host, Aaron Weinbaum. I forgot to hit record on the audio portion, but I think I got it just in time. We're going to pick some fights for this week's PFL and UFC. Should be some good fights. I'm not really picking Bellator. There's nothing really there that interests me. They're just having a card to have a card. Plus, they're pissing me off lately, honestly, because it's like impossible to find them. And I don't have Showtime. I'm not going to get Showtime. So, there's that. I'm going to go ahead and just explain to you what's going on. So if you're watching me on Haps TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, I see I have a fuzzy video. It should clear up in a minute. I'm not sure what that's about. Either way, just please feel free to hit the subscribe button. And I'm going to go ahead and start a Twitter Spaces as well. So however you want to join me, go ahead and feel free to join me. And we'll pick some fights, like I said. So, again, we are brought to you today by Life 360. Click on the link here in the Haps comments, or you can go to my website and click on one of the banners. That's aaronsayswhat.com. And you can absolutely protect your family, keep tabs on your kids, or whatever it is you need to do. So now, like I said, the best way to join me is on Haps. I can bring you into video and whatnot. Spaces is probably the second best way, but I can capture all of your comments here as well. So let's get into the fights. Whoops. There we go. All right. So like I said, we're going to do a little PFL 2021 6 first off. I'm just going to pick a few fights here, some fights that interest me. Hopefully they interest you as well. Here we go. Hang on just a second. All right, there we go. So Lance Palmer, the party, Lance Palmer. That's what they call him, the party. That's hilarious. Taking on Movlid Khaybulaev. Okay. I can't say his name, but this is an important fight because, number one, they tend to set up the winners and losers in this second round. Like, the odds are greatly diminished. So Lance Palmer did not win this fight against Bubba Jenkins as suspected. So now he is going up against a killer. That is 16-0. So he's going to have a long way back, much like we saw with Gleison Tebow and Rory McDonald. Of course, that fight did not go the way anyone thought it would or did. And so this is a tough road back for Lance. So just talking about Lance, he lost to Bubba via decision. It was the right call back in April. Before that, like, the guy had not been beaten since Andre Harrison in World Series of Fighting in 2017. That's like 4 years ago, over 4 years ago. And let's take a look at Movlid here. Like I said, he's never lost, okay? He's only had the one fight in PFL, which was in April against Lazar Sojadinovic. I don't know. But like I said, has never lost. I want to know what the odds are. So let's see here. Well, and we're having an odds issue. Of course, this fight is taking place at featherweight. The odds say this. Nothing. Yeah, so they're not giving you odds on this fight, which is odd. No pun intended here. But without odds, it's just kind of hard to pick this fight for me. But I think I'm going to go with Movlid here. It's another tough Russian, 145 pounds, 4 years younger. Really, height and reach are identical. So let's go with Movlid here for the winner of this one. Anthony Pettis returning against Raush Manfio. Let's take a look here. Again, this is a fight where it's going to be hard for Pettis to climb back. He was expected to win also. He's fighting the guy that won in the first round. Of course, Pettis losing to Clay Collard. Raush just winning against Julian Luderbach. But, not the greatest record either. He just lost, he had lost 2 fights prior to coming to PFL and Titan FC. One against Sydney Outlaw, the other one against Josiah Cavalcante. So he's got losses against Matt Frivola, who's now in the UFC. So really hasn't beaten anyone I've heard of. I'm sorry for you hardcore MMA fans that that may offend, but it is what it is. Let's see here. I need to refresh something real quick. Okay, well, anywho, back to it. So let's see what the odds have to say here. Pettis did go out in the UFC on a win against Alex Morano. Before that, I don't think he really beat Donald Cerrone, but whatever. Then he loses Diego Ferreira. Okay, let's see if there are odds on this. It's a little disappointing. So this takes place Friday. I know there's going to be odds for the UFC. I mean, there usually are when I do these, a week out. But yeah, no odds whatsoever. So I do like Anthony Pettis' experience here, and I think I'm going to pick him to win in his comeback fight. Kayla Harrison taking on Cindy Dandois. Let's take a look here. Kayla never lost, of course. She's in a weight class invented just for her in this tournament. Don't know that she's ever truly been against real stiff competition at 155 pounds. Cindy Dandois, I believe, has fought all the way down from featherweight, 135 pounds. I'm sorry, bantamweight, 135 pounds. But, Cindy Dandois coming off a win against a loss against Caitlin Young. Yeah, I don't see how Kayla just doesn't just absolutely demolish her here. And, I'm not saying you have to be mean, but she's just a whole different level of judo. Yeah, no odds, of course, on this fight. So interesting. All right, moving on. Let's go. I'm going to go UFC here. And just double checking here. No odds here? What in the world? So, interesting. Let's try another one. All right, well, I guess I'm going to have to use the old, yeah, some of these have odds, some don't. Okay, it's fine. You know what? It's fine. I think it's fine. All right, UFC Vegas 30 right now. All right, let's go here. Let's go. First fight I'd like to pick is Warlley Alves taking on Jeremiah Wells. Warlley Alves, he's kind of had a real up and down career. I mean, he has fought and beaten Colby Covington. That was back in 2015. Lost to Brian Barberena, the now champ Kamaru Usman. And he's been kind of back and forth since then. Did just come off a win against Munir Laziz. And then Jeremiah Wells, let's take a look here. Won his last 2. But, this is CFFC. This is his first UFC fight. Of course, you don't really have to worry about the crowd here. This is going to be at the Apex where there is no crowd. Let's see here. Yeah, but, I mean, he's really not even fought anyone I've ever heard of. You would think I'm not real sure what the logic is here. But, like I said, there are no odds. I'm going to go Alves on this. I've never heard of the other guy. He may be hungry. He may come in and be a world beater, but I don't see it. Michel Prazeres against Shavkat Rakhmonov. Okay, so Michel, I think he is that guy that does all those crazy kicks and whatnot, I believe, and hops around all over the place. Let's see here. Did just lose, though, to Ismail Nordiov. Beat Bartosz Fabzinski, beat Zach Cummins, beat Desmond Green. He has a win over Gilbert Burns. That's crazy. But I think that was at lightweight. So both these guys, I believe. I need to see what this fight is at. I assumed that it was welterweight. It is welterweight. Okay. So I think he's a former lightweight as well. His opponent, don't know a lot about him. course, he is from Uzbekistan, but I don't think he has lost, has he? No, perfect record. Just beat Cowboy Alex Oliveira in October. Yeah, the guy's never lost. I'd like to see the odds if there are odds. I kind of like this new guy here, though. Yeah, so he is the moderate favorite, minus 240. I'm gonna go with that. Shavkat. The High Award from Haps. What's going on, Haps? Thank you so much for watching, Haps team. And I wouldn't be remiss to say, how close are we to a sports category? Because I'm trying to see when we can make sports category here on Haps. So what happened to me was, which has happened to a lot of people, my main this is not MMA related, but my main audience came from Periscope, which is now gone. So I'm trying to rebuild at Haps. And so there are certain categories at Haps like masterclass and music and this and that, but there's not a lot of broadcasters on there. So I'm not sure how many we need to make sports a thing on Haps. We are certainly looking for sportscasters, once or twice a week, broadcast consistently, decent quality, I mean, let's face it, this is the COVID era. There's people making bank broadcasting from just their computer screen that do very, very well. A nice quiet spot, a decent camera. You're a sportscaster. So there you go. That's my spiel for Haps. So like I said, feel free to share that with anyone. You can use my invite link. You can use whatever link you want. I don't care. I'd like a Haps mug, but it is what it is. So wherever you are subscribed, you can go to aaronsayswhat.com. You can contact me there. Or you can go to my Twitter as well. My DMs are always open, and shoot me a message there as well. And that's at aaronsayswhat1. All that info, of course, is on my website, aaronsayswhat.com. Renato Moicano moving up to lightweight, taking on Herbert. Very interesting here. Would this be his first fight at? Let's see here. I want to make sure this is his first fight at lightweight. I'm not missing the boat. No, this will be a second fight. My bad. At lightweight. So he did, of course, lose. I think hang on here. Something happens every once in a while with Tapology. It gets a little wonky if you go in between here. Yeah, okay. So he lost to Rafael Fizev back in December last year. So he hasn't fought in quite some time. For that, wins against Damir Hadjovic, and of course the featherweight losses against Chen Zhang and Jose Aldo. In a fight I counted Jose Aldo out of. Jai Herbert, on the other hand, just lost to Francisco Trinaldo back in July last year. So this guy's not even fought in almost a year. But man, before that, just a bunch of wins. I'd like to see the odds on this. Okay. The odds say Renato Moicano is the big favorite, minus 250. I don't see why it wouldn't be. I'd like to see Moicano get a win at lightweight and hopefully get some better fights. We'll see. When you move up in a weight class like that, you don't realize how much bigger and stronger the other guys are. You take it for granted. You just cut less weight. Sometimes, you're in between. You got to build up a little muscle here. It's kind of like when Max Holloway fought at lightweight. He just looked like a doughier version of himself that didn't cut, as much weight as he normally does. He didn't do anything to build himself up. Oh, man, Nicolas Dalby, Tim Means. How long has Nicolas Dalby been in the UFC? I think it's, let's see here, since 2015 for sure. But I want to say he was there before that, but no, I'm mistaken. So 2015, 6 years. It's been a minute. Tim Means, the Dirty Bird. Man, all the way back when it was on Fuel TV. Dude, 2012, Tim Means. And I think he had a little bit stint when he was gone for a minute. Yeah, he went to Legacy, won a few, came back to the UFC. So perfect here. All right, so let's see where Nicolas Dalby is here. He just beat Daniel Rodriguez. Of course, I'm sorry, this fight is taking place at welterweight. Just beat Alex Oliveira. And Alex Lahore, that was Cage Warriors, so don't know much about those guys, but respect to the Cage Warriors guys. I know my man Ben Field over there representing. So Tim Means just beat Mike Perry in a decision fight back in November. Staropoli beat him too. Oloriano Staropoli. Did lose to Daniel Rodriguez, but that's, that was February last year. And got a win over Thiago Alves, and I believe send him packing from the UFC. Let's see what the odds are here. Nicolas, Dalby, Tim Means. I would assume Tim Means is the favorite, and yes, he is. Minus 160 favorite, plus 125. Slight underdog for Dalby. I don't know if this is what I would necessarily bet on. It's kind of close here, but I like Tim Means as the favorite rather. So no underdog betting for me. And I do like how these fights are close. There's no real big dogs here. Okay. Andre Touchy Fili, possibly the best nickname besides Mark God, a Hand of God beer. So and that is his name, Mark Godbeer. That is. Love that one. Fili, he wins the ones he should and doesn't win the ones that will elevate him, I guess, is the best way to put it. Just lost to Bryce Mitchell. Before that, wins against Charles Jourdain, loses against Sadiq Youssef. It's been a while since he put a win streak together. It's been since 2019. Taking a look now, Daniel Pineda. Pineda just lost to Cub Swanson back. Oh, man, he hasn't fought since December. And before that, of course, Cub Swanson just came back, got giga kicked. Ooh, look that up if you don't know what that is. Oh, man. He's got wins over Herbert, Burns, Ray Ciryl, Elias Rodriguez, but mostly in the regional scene, Fury and whatnot. He 2 no contests in a row in PFL before coming over to the UFC in August. This is interesting. What do I think is going to happen, though? My gut goes Andre Fili, but before I say that, let's take a look at the odds. The odds say big favorite here, minus 225 Fili. And yeah, I unless you know something I don't about Daniel Pineda, I don't know if I'd put any money on that, but I am picking Andre Fili to win. All right, next up. Let's go. OSP just fought recently against Jamahal Hill back in December. Well, I thought it was sooner than that, but no, and I believe he missed weight for that as well. Before that's got a win over Alonzo Middlefield. Before that's got a loss against Ben Rothwell. And let me tell you something about that loss to Ben Rothwell. First fight, heavyweight, loses against Ben Rothwell. Ben looking good lately, but I believe it's a unanimous decision. Let me make sure. It was a split decision. I don't know why he went back down to light heavyweight after that, only to miss weight 2 fights later. He should have stayed at heavyweight. And like I said, I picked him to lose that fight because he wouldn't realize how much a guy that cuts down to 265 like Ben Rothwell is, but he hung in there and got a split decision. I wish he would have stayed there. He didn't do bad. That boy is good. That's right. And let's take a look here at Tanner Boser, who he's taken on. Just fought Ilir Latifi back a few weeks ago. He wanted a quick turnaround. This is apparently the last fight in his contract. All of a sudden, he's on a 2-fight losing streak after being on a 2-fight win streak. I'd like to know what the odds are, and I believe this is the co-main event of the evening. Yes, it is. It is. Interesting. Let's see. The odds say they're pretty even. I don't know if I agree with that. OSP is a little bit more experienced. I'd like to see what happens in these grappling exchanges. Especially with the Von Flue choke, but I don't know if he'll be able to get that on Boser, much bigger guy. We'll see. This is an underdog fight. I would like to pick. I think Tanner Boser can come in here angry and try to win. Hopefully, OSP stays patient and outlasts him. We'll see. But I like OSP in this fight here as the underdog. So there we go, picking an underdog. Ciryl Gane taking on Alexander Volkov. All of a sudden, Volkov on a win streak after losing against Curtis Blades back in June of last year. So, a year ago. How about that? Just beat Walt Harris, just beat Alistair Overeem and sent him a packing from the UFC. Taking a look here at Gane, just beat Jairzinho Rozenstruik, and not the most exciting fight in the world, but, I don't know how that fight could have won unless those guys just got the slugfest. Somebody got knocked out, knocks out Junior Dos Santos. So, in essence, has he not lost in the UFC? The answer is no. But, I think Volkov has been up against the tougher of the competition, aside from Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Greg Hardy doesn't count, by the way. Did lose, got knocked out by Derek Lewis, like 11 seconds ago, the last round, kind of got suckered into that. Good wins, though. Verdum, Stefan Struve, Roy Nelson, back when he was a little better, Jim Johnson, who's now on a surge and fighting this weekend in Bellator. But, so his loss was last year. Before that, he hadn't lost since 2018. All right, I'd like to know what the odds say here. I think everyone's probably picking Gane. The hype's kind of on him, but I think I'm going to go Volkov, who is the slight underdog at plus 135. So not going to get a lot of money back here. Minus 170 favorite for Gane. So, I like 2 underdog bets here in the co-main and the main. So, I think, I think that does it here. So, if you lose money, I never say to bet on my picks. I'm just telling you what I think. So
don't be hating.
And that's it. So I hope to get a sports category here on Haps. We need sports. So if you're listening to this, the end of this, subscribe to me wherever you are. DMs are open if you are interested in this sports type category thing. And I don't know what else to tell y'all except for have a great weekend. I'm not sure if we're broadcasting next week. I will be doing my other broadcast for sure. Podcasting Made Simple. There's no UFC card. It's the 4th of July weekend. But I need to do my Podcasting Made Simple podcast. You can, of course, for all things Aaron's, you can find me at www.aaronsayswhat.com. And that's for all my other links and whatnot. So, perfect. I should have done the HTTPS or whatever, but it's not a live link here, guys. So, I'm going to try that again. And then I'm going to go ahead and say bye-bye. So, until next time, see you next week. Shalom.
Please remember to support the podcast by visiting the affiliate links on AaronSaysWhat.com.